Identify the pale yellow, highly corrosive, lightest of all halogens, the most electronegative and most reactive of all elements, whose atomic number is 9 and the symbol is F.
Who was that? Let's see it. Butler line.
Correct. Bonus 2. Alternating his life between school teaching and life on the sea, this author based most of his work on his experience on whalers in the South Pacific. Name this author of Moby Dick. Captain? Correct. Toss-up 3. What is the common drug compound composed of acetylsalicylic acid? Its chemical formula is C9H8O4. Correct. Bonus 4. Determine how many different ways you can arrange the letters in the word equals. Time. That would be 720. Toss up 5.
You have to use
I'll mess that up. What was that, another
Just do
one?
a math question.
That's a monitor error.
I know.
So
That's
what
why I'm asking you what to do.
Right, so you just move on. And,
Move on, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, toss up 5. This chemical causes blood vessels to expand and also causes eyes to tear and nasal passages to secrete more mucus. Identify this chemical produced by white blood cells when you have a cold.
mucus.
Incorrect. Histamine. Toss-up 6. First and last names, please. He was one of the leading exponents of regionalism, painting that depicted life in the Midwestern U.S. Name this artist of American Gothic.
Grayson and Grantwood.
Correct. Bonus 7. Identify the heroic epic poem that had been orally transmitted until about 725 AD. It tells the hero's victory over the monster Grendel and his battles and death.
Beowulf.
Correct. Toss-up 8. Find the second term of the expansion of quantities x minus 2 closed quantity to the 9th power. Negative 18x to the 8th power. Toss-up 9. Located in the Sierra Nevada range of east central California, it is the tallest mountain in the continental United States. Name it.
Grayson and Chelsea. Mount Kilimanjaro.
Incorrect. Mount Whitney. Toss-up 10. Express 1 millisecond as a decimal fraction of 1 second.
Butler Brianna.
Incorrect.
Grayson Nathan S.
100.
Incorrect. 1,000. Toss-up 11. Identify the ancient city-state of North Africa that between 264 and 146 BC was engaged in a series of wars with Rome. Rome destroyed it in the last of 3 long and bloody wars.
Butler Brianna Carthage.
Correct. Bonus 12. The term global water balance refers to a balance among the 3 basic hydrologic components. 2 of these are evaporation and runoff. Name the 3rd component.
Condensation.
Incorrect. Captain?
Hesitation.
Yeah, hesitation. It's precipitation. Toss-up 13. It overthrew the monarchy, executed the royal family, and ended the privileged position of the nobility. Name this revolution that rallied under the slogan, liberty, equality, fraternity, or death.
Grayson, Cecily.
French Revolution?
Correct. Bonus 14. Name the mythological character who tricked Zeus into choosing fat and bone as the god's portion of sacrifices and leaving the meat for people. He was later tortured by Zeus.
Polyphemus.
Incorrect. Captain?
No.
Prometheus. Toss-up 15. Simplify radical 343 to standard radical form. It's 7 square root of 7 or 7 radical 7. Toss-up 16. Give the term in ancient Greek architecture for the upper horizontal part of a building consisting of the architrave, the frieze, and the cornice. It's entablature. Toss-up 17. What is the 4-syllable name for the type of sedimentary rock that formed in a fast-moving stream or along a rapidly eroding coastline? Incorrect.
Grayson, Amy. Sedimentary.
Incorrect. It's conglomerate. Toss-up 18. This city's king, Nebuchadnezzar II, ordered the construction of the Ishtar Gate. Name this Mesopotamian city in which...
Grayson, Nathan S.
Correct. Bonus 19. This Dutch painter had 11 children at the rate of almost 1 birth per year. The Milkmaid and View of the Loft are some of his important works, although a painting of a woman with a particular piece of jewelry is his most famous. Who is this artist? Painter of Girl with a Pearl Earring.
Renoir.
Incorrect. It's Jan Vermeer. Toss-up 20. This planet is the most similar to Earth in mass, volume, and density. It is constantly shrouded in...
Grayson, Cecily.
Venus?
Correct. Bonus 21. What is the sum of the first 10 odd integers? Captain? 100. Toss-up 22. Name the Charles Dickens work in which the following characters appear. Clara, Daniel, and Ham Pagodi, Mr. Murdstone, and his sister Jane. Baby Copperfield. Toss-up 23. The melody of the hymn-like song, Going Home, is taken from the main theme of the symphony's second movement. Identify the symphony written during a visit to the U.S., whose nickname comes from a name for the Western Hemisphere. And it's Symphony number 9 from the New World, or we could have accepted New World Symphony. Toss-up 24. Identify both the novel and the author of the novel whose subtitle was Life Among the Lowly.
Grayson, Amy.
Uncle Tom's Cabin, Harriet Beecher Stowe.
Correct. Bonus 25. Give the name of the Catholic bishop that was killed in Rome on February the 14th, 270 AD. His name is synonymous with the Heart Holiday.
Designate Nathan.
Valentine.
Yes, correct. Toss-up 26. Divide the quantity 6x squared plus 23x minus 35, close quantity, by the quantity x plus 5. Okay, 6x minus 7. Toss-up 27. The human body can be divided into two mirror images by a plane commonly called the midline. What is the term for a muscle that moves a structure away from the midline? Abductor. Toss up 26. If Mike can type 35 words in a minute, how many words can he ideally type in 2/5 of an hour? Words. Toss up 29. He befriended the Jamestown settlers under their leader, John Smith. Who was this Indian chief whose daughter, Pocahontas, married John Rawl?
Grayson Nathan S.
Powhatan.
Correct. Bonus 30. What British author created the detectives Miss Marple and Hercule Poirot?
No.
Incorrect, Kathy? Agatha Christie. Toss up 31. It came to him in an opium-induced dream that detailed the grandeur of a 13th century Asian ruler's court. Name this famous poem by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Kubla Khan. Toss up 32. Uncommon Women and Others is one play by which 1989 Pulitzer Prize-winning author of The Heidi Chronicles. Wendy Wasserstein. Toss up 33. This planet is the most similar. Anybody had that question? Haven't we?
I think so.
Crazy?
No, we haven't had this question.
Yeah,
Okay.
we did.
All right.
We did. It was number 20.
Read the rest of it.
So I say we just, that's a repeat.
Yes, it is.
Sure, we'll just go to 36.
Yeah, skip 33.
Okay.
Okay.
The new toss up 33. What is the decimal equivalent of the Roman numeral CMXLV? The answer was 945. Toss up 34. This musical interval is considered the most dissonant when sounded harmonically. Give the three-syllable term that describes the smallest interval used in Western music. This interval is 1/12 of an octave and is known as a half step.
Accidental.
Incorrect? Semitone. Toss up 35. The title of this work has multiple meanings. It can either mean a melting pot in which metals are heated in order to separate out the valuable metals, or it can indicate a witch's cauldron.
Grayson Amy.
Crucible?
Correct. That's the end of the first half.
Did you get rid of 10?
Yeah. That's what
I don't have connection right now. Let me check again. I had 10 to 3. Did you put up the last point? Because we have it's 10-3. We have 10-3. Can you, we have 10-3 on ours, but she has 9-3.
Did you keep score?
Yeah, we got it, yeah, I've got 10-3. Hey, put up one more. Yeah, I've got 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, but.
I don't know, that was, the first sentence was
Awesome.
completely grammatically
Bold
wrong.
question number 20, is that English? That's weird. Yeah, okay, just checking. Because, yeah, this is English. Thank you.
The 5:30? Wait a minute.
You guys ready?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, we're gonna start again. Toss up 1. Identify the South American
Does it
country.
make their bonus because I got the last one for that?
No,
No. No, like I say, you start off with toss-up.
Do you wanna do a buzzer check again, or we okay?
I think so.
Toss up number 1. Identify the South American country whose name is Latin for silver. It is the second largest country in Latin America, and its capital is Buenos Aires.
Oh, yours is behind. You're good. Butler Cameron.
Correct. Bonus 2. IPv6 addresses are normally specified using this number system that uses the digits 0 through 9 as well as letters A through F. Name this number system. Incorrect, Captain? Incorrect. It's hex, or we would have accepted base 16. Toss up 3. Kimball O'Hara, an Irish orphan raised as an Indian in Lahore, is the hero of this brilliant description of Indian scenes. What is the title of this novel by Rudyard Kipling?
Grayson Amy.
The Jungle Book?
Incorrect. Kim. Toss up 4. What kind of map is used to display a theme rather than showing the actual land area of countries? For example, this kind of map for population would show China many times larger than Russia and Japan about 3 times the size of Australia.
Grayson Cecily.
Capital map?
Incorrect.
Butler Hagen.
Population.
Incorrect. It's a cartogram. Toss up 5. For what genre of painting are Rachel Rusch, Clara Peters, and many other Dutch Baroque artists best known?
Grayson Nathan S.
Surrealism.
Incorrect.
Butler Brianna.
Incorrect. Still life. Toss up 6. Verbs which have vowel changes in their principal parts and which have 4 principal parts instead of 3 are known as what kind of verbs? Irregular or strong would have been accepted also. Toss up 7. What is the name of the trail that began in Independence, Missouri and ended in the Pacific Northwest?
Grayson Nathan S.
Wilderness Trail.
Incorrect.
Butler Cameron.
Correct. Bonus 8. Name the mythical lost continent from which the second largest ocean takes its name. Correct. Toss up 9. Convert the binary number 11110000 to a decimal number. $240. Toss up 10. Though only the 5th busiest in the world, this airport handles the 2nd most international passengers. Name this airport, known in its early years as the Great West Aerodrome, located in London, England. Heathrow Airport. Toss up 11. In Washington Irving's short story, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, a headless horseman pursues Ichabod Crane. What did Ichabod do for a living?
Grayson.
School teacher?
Yes. Bonus 12. What is the name for any parallelogram which has congruent and perpendicular diagonals?
Rhonda?
Incorrect. Captain? Correct. Toss up 13. What is the architectural term for a structural beam which is supported at one end and free at the other?
Grayson Cecily.
Buttress?
Incorrect. Cantilever. Toss up 14. Give the full name of the person who dedicated his life to better hearing for the hearing impaired. This same humanitarian invented the telephone.
Grayson Nathan S.
Alexander Graham Bell.
Yes, that's correct. Bonus 15. Give the number of diagonals found in a hexagon.
Six?
Incorrect. Captain?
8?
Incorrect. 9. Toss up 16. This question requires a multiple answer. Meteorologists name 4 atmospheric factors that interact to cause the changes in weather. Name 3 of these factors. It have been pressure, wind, heat, and moisture. Toss up 17. In Peter Tchaikovsky's The Nutcracker, which character leads his minions against the Nutcracker and his toy soldiers at the end of the first act?
Grayson Cecily.
The Mouse King?
Correct. Bonus 18. The average of 3, 9, and x is 9. Find the value of x.
21.
Incorrect. Captain?
15.
Correct. Toss up 19. In what literary work does the character suffer for the crime of shooting an albatross, a bird of good omen to voyagers?
Grayson Nathan H.
Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner.
Correct. Bonus 20. Identify the Greek who organized a school at Alexandria in the 3rd century BC and who is known as the father of geometry. Incorrect. Captain? Incorrect. Euclid. Toss up 21. This question requires a multiple answer. In newspaper reporting, there are 5 W's that help a reporter gather the news.
Grayson Nathan S.
Who, what, when, and where.
Incorrect.
Butler Cameron.
Who, what, when, where, why?
That's correct. I can make double sure. Okay, bonus 22. Find the area of the region bounded by the graphs of the equations y equals the absolute value of x and y equals 4. Captain? There were 16 square units. Toss up 23. What is the name for the tissues that attach muscles to bones?
Brianna.
Correct. Bonus 24. operations and give the result. 6 times 12 divided by 3.
Hagan.
24.
Correct. Toss up 25. Give a pronoun to replace the direct object of this sentence. Karen carried the trash can outside with her brother.
Grayson Amy.
She.
Incorrect.
Butler Brianna.
Correct. Bonus 26. The most valuable resource in the eyes of a farmer is our soil. Identify the fertile soil layer that contains the most humus.
Topsoil.
Correct. Toss up 27. Give the first and last name of the American leader and organizing genius of the fight for women's rights, especially women's suffrage. Her face appears on a dollar.
Butler Brianna.
Harry Tubman.
Incorrect. Her face appears on a dollar coin.
Grayson Cecily.
Susan B. Anthony.
Correct. Bonus 28. Mitochondria and ribosomes are examples of them. What are the tiny organized structures in a cell with specialized functions, generally bounded by membranes, known as?
Organelle.
Correct. Toss up 29. It is one of the most expensive cities in the world and is the third largest Scandinavian city after Copenhagen and Stockholm. What is this capital of Norway?
Grayson Nathan S.
Oslo.
Correct. Bonus 30. The periodic table arranges elements in order of increasing atomic numbers such that each element differs from the one just preceding it by what number of additional protons?
1.
Correct. Toss up 31. What is the famous hall in New York City that was home of the New York Philharmonic Orchestra for many years? An appearance there is a seal of approval for an artist's work.
Grayson Amy.
Carnegie Hall.
Correct. Bonus 32. Give the first and last names of the 20th century American poet whose works include The Road Not Taken.
Robert Frost.
Correct. Toss up 33. What is the term for an angle formed by the intersection of two planes? Dihedral. Toss up 34. What comic masterpiece by Oscar Wilde is an attack on earnestness?
Grayson Amy.
The Importance of Being Earnest.
Correct. Bonus 35. Identify the French sculptor who sculpted the lady that stands on Bedloe Island in New York Harbor, the Statue of Liberty.
Benedict Nathan.
Cocker Spaniel.
Incorrect, Captain. The answer is Frederick August Bartholdi.